So I have been in this place for like 5 months now, and it took this long to actually get the office set up. But here's the secret. This is not an office. It's just an extra bedroom. So this is what I did to actually make that work. When I moved, I knew that this is what I needed, a space that I could just pretty much do whatever I wanted. And I think that's kind of the best way to get started if you have a spare bedroom or you have a way of getting a spare space. Use that, dedicate it to all of your junk, and I think overall it just makes life better, makes life easier. You have a space where you can go and just everything is there. Now, when I first moved in here, I mean, it was just a bedroom. White walls, nothing really fancy about it, but it was enough space that I knew I could create a few different places to shoot that I could kind of always have set up and that I think would always look good. So when I went out to design this room, I mean, there was really a few things I knew I wanted. I wanted a big wall with lots of stuff on it, which is basically what I have here. And then I wanted kind of a corner set, something that gives me a little bit more depth and just looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But every single thing that I did here is made so that on camera it looks as good as possible. Now look, starting to design your room is not the easiest thing in the world. You have to start somewhere. I had to learn everything from scratch. I don't know that much about interior design, but luckily the internet is a great place to learn. And this video's sponsor is one of the best places to go, Skillshare. So Skillshare is an online learning community that offers classes designed for real life. So you can actually improve on all the creative projects that you're working on without, putting your life on hold and actually going to school. These classes are offered all online. You can take them whenever you want, and they're on a variety of subjects. So anything creative that you want to learn, you'll probably be able to find on Skillshare. One of my favorite recent classes is digital poster design. So when you're designing a room, knowing how to effectively create your own art, it just gives you your own personal stamp on what you're creating. And best of all, Skillshare is affordable. You can get plans for less than $10 a month. So if this sounds like something you'd like to try, the first 500 of you who go check out that link down in the description will get 2 months free of premium membership, so you can take all the classes you want and get learning. This wall back here is where I started, and basically the entire thing is shootable. So if I put the camera back and kind of zoom in, I can cut it off at the corners and get everything in frame. And I think as a background, it looks pretty nice. It gives some depth, it gives some interest in the background, but at the same time, it's also functional. So I have a shelf here where I keep my travel cases, I keep my camera equipment up here whenever I'm not shooting. So this wall back here is basically where it all started. Initially, that was the only thing I was going to do to this room. I was just going to fix up that wall, and that's it. So I chose a paint color. I went with black, not because I like black walls. I actually really don't like them. In person, if I was like not filming, I would never choose black as the paint color. But on camera, I think it looks pretty good. But I did only paint 2 walls, so this one behind me and the one behind the camera. The other 2 are still white, so I have options. But this wall has a bunch of shelves from IKEA. They were like 30 bucks each. They're really cheap. And I like the natural wood grain look. This other shelf where I keep all my camera equipment is also from IKEA. That was a little bit more, but it matched the aesthetic pretty well. And then next to that is where I keep my surfboard, unless I put it on the other side of the wall. And the surfboard, I just kind of have to keep in here because I don't really have anywhere else to put it. But at the same time, I like the way it looks and it adds something to the wall. Now, if we flip the camera, this wall kind of created itself. I wasn't intending on doing really anything here because my desk, my computer setup used to sit right where this shelf is. But I decided, I had some extra paint. Let's paint this wall, see what happens. And then doing so, the corner set kind of came to life. I like corner sets in smaller rooms like this because they really give you a lot more depth. If I just go straight on, there's only so far I can go. But having those angles in the background, I think just make the space look bigger, give depth and contrast. And this wall, like pretty much everything else in this set, changes depending on what I'm filming. So if I'm shooting here, I'll move the surfboard from the other wall to this wall, or I'll move some of the knickknacks from the shelves to this shelf. Everything's kind of fluid, moving around depending on the set, depending on what I'm shooting. And it's all in the name of efficiency and not having so much stuff that I can't walk in this room. This room is not that big, it's just a bedroom after all. So using everything strategically is very helpful. And it's all kind of evolving. I'm not done here. I'll probably be making changes until I move out of this place. But it works really well as of now. And the most important thing is it actually makes me want to make videos. I think the secret to making a small room work as a studio is being smart with camera placement. The camera only sees what you let it see. So whenever I set up to shoot, I throw everything out of the way that I don't want in the shot. And in a lot of ways, you can't tell that the room is as small as it is. I can put the camera all the way on one side of the room, shoot to the other side, and you would never know that that camera is up against the wall. It's all about being smart about placement to kind of trick the camera into thinking the space looks different than it actually does. Because in person, it's nice, but it's not that nice. I was doing everything specifically for how it looks on camera. The top-down area I'll go into in more detail in another video, but essentially it revolves around a table that has wheels on it. And this is another game changer. Being able to just move the table anywhere I need, I can use it for so many different things. If I want to shoot and be at a table, I can do that. If I want to do top-down, it's very easy to set up. And then I just have a monitor arm for the camera. I'll leave it linked down below where I got that idea from Daniel Schiffer. Excellent idea, and it works perfectly. And then I just have my 120D on the other side. It's a really simple rig, but it works incredibly well. One of the things that sold me about this particular space is the storage options. It actually has 2 closets in this one bedroom. I think it's kind of designated as a guest master bedroom, which I just got lucky with. So when I saw it, I was like, yes, this is the place. This is awesome. Now initially I was using both for storage, but after thinking about it, I figured I could use the first closet, which is just a normal sliding closet with sliding doors. I can use that for something else, and that is actually where I put my entire computer setup. So this is just where I edit and go on my computer. I initially had it out here in the office, but it was just taking up space. I didn't like the way it looked. I just didn't need it in terms of like a shooting set. Now this area is 100% still under construction. I don't like the way it looks at all, really. I put this fake brick wallpaper up just to kind of see what it looked like. It was cheap and easy to do. I like it in theory. I haven't shot anything to see what it actually looks like on camera, but there's a good chance this is coming down. But full video on all of this once I finish it is coming up. But I'm lucky because I could get rid of that closet and still have an entire walk-in closet that I can put everything else in. So this is storage. Boxes upon boxes upon boxes. I've got textures and surfaces for top down. I've got a whole charging station back here. This is where I put everything that I don't want to see, and it's one of my favorite things about this office. I could put everything in there and it just stays out of the way. I think one of the misconceptions when you're doing something like this is that you need an office, you need a lot of things, you need a lot of space. And that's not really the case. If you have a spare bedroom or a corner of a living room or even a closet, you can make a lot with that. It's all about getting creative and making the space work for you. If I had unlimited budget, of course I would build out some massive warehouse and do everything bespoke exactly how I want it. But I don't, and you probably don't either. But it's possible you can get some cool looks out of just your bedroom.